Yeah. So I guess this is the cold open tonight. It's not a surprise. We're just here.
Yeah. I was reading IMDb. I didn't see the red light at all. So you could have got me.
Oh, damn it. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Red, White, and the Blues podcast. International Movie Break Edition, special edition. One of Jason and mine's favorite episodes because we don't want to talk about Chelsea. So in light of that, that's Jason over there. I'm Daniel. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Dude, I'm doing pretty good. I am very excited that we're not talking about Chelsea. I meant to go get my beer before we started. So I'm gonna have to do this beerless. But I've done worse things beerless. Now that I've alluded to something, Daniel, how are you doing? We're not talking about a kids movie tonight.
What a segue. Now that I've alluded to things, how are you doing?
Yeah, that does sound like a
That segue was fantastic, man. That was a great segue.
Daniel and I have been best friends for a long time, but we haven't taken our friendship to that level.
No, we have not taken our friendship to that level. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Not that there's anything wrong. To quote the great Jerry Seinfeld, not that there's anything wrong with that. But yeah, I'm doing great, Jason, to answer your question. That just made my night. So I'm actually a little more awake now after that. But yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Oh, man. Well, we are going to be reviewing a movie tonight. And we announced the last episode. We're going to be reviewing The Big Green. And as per usual, Jason will give his introduction to the movie. And then we will talk about things we like. I really don't know how much hate I can put on this movie because it's so nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
So I don't really know if there will be a lot of hate. I mean, you could definitely pick the movie apart if you wanted to. It's not a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah.
But it does hold a special place in my heart. I remember watching this as a kid. But Jason, why don't you tell us about The Big Green?
Yeah, I'd love to. The Big Green. Where do you even start? These kids are walking through a field with a bag of Cheetos. And
that's no movie.
They're all questioning why they're about to do what they're about to do. And they lay down in the field. They lay down in this field like outside of their school, and they pour Cheetos all over themselves. And they let the birds come and eat it off of their bodies. As they're doing this, some lady drives up in a car, gets a hose, and sprays them down. And gets all the birds off of them. And is like, what are y'all doing? And they're like, we're doing this on purpose. And she's like, why? And they're like, well, there's nothing to do in our town. And that is the opening to this movie. And it sets the stage for, you guessed it, this lady, this British teacher who's on a teacher exchange. And she teaches the big kids because there's only 2 teachers in this town. One for the little kids, one for the big kids.
Big kids.
And when she tells them that she's teaching the big kids, they're like, oh, shit. But they didn't say that because it's a kid's movie.
Yeah. PG. Can't say shit.
Yeah, PG. And so, of course, because there's nothing to do, she teaches them how to play soccer. And that is the Big Green.
That's the Big Green.
They play soccer. The kids get into a league. And I'll let you guess how these kids who literally go to school in an abandoned building with no equipment, no skills, they all think of themselves as dumb.
Yeah.
They rise above it all.
Of course they do.
And they go to Austin, Texas.
Austin.
And they play in a league where they didn't even get true uniforms until the last game of the season.
We might add the championship, and you can only guess what happens in that championship
Yes.
match, because this is, in theory, well, not in theory, this is a 90s sports movie. And
Yes.
if you've ever seen a 90s sports movie that involves children, they all have the exact same plot line. It's like literally, I hadn't seen this movie in years, and I was sitting there like the first, just FYI, people, there will be spoilers. We always forget to say that. This is spoiler-free podcast. So if you've never seen this movie, watch it, then come back and watch this. But if you have seen The Big Green, stick around. But yeah, so it was like, as soon as I saw the little nerdy kid with the radio flyer wagon, I was like, that kid's going to be the kid that does everything. He's going to win the thing.
Yeah.
And then you got the foreign kid, Juan, who they Jawan to begin with.
Jawan, yeah.
It just like
they didn't know how to pronounce it. But I'm sitting here thinking, you are in deep Texas.
Yeah.
Why do you pronounce his name Jawan?
Jawan.
You are in Texas.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This isn't the Midwest. Like, you know, this is Texas, like you said. Like, how did Jawan? So, oh man. But you know, and then you gotta have the paralleled romances between the two kids and then the two adults that also have the romance. And then you've got to, of course, have my favorite part of every sports movie that involves kids in the 90s, a montage of them winning games where you don't actually see them winning games, where they just start showing their record growth going up and up and up and up. Every 90s kids sports movie has that in it. It's like I can remember, it's like Angels in the Outfield, Little Big League. I remember those scenes so vividly, where they're just the teams are just climbing the baseball rankings up and up to the top.
Fun trivia.
Okay.
The director of this film wrote and directed it. Her name is Holly Goldberg Sloan. She also wrote Angels in the Outfield.
Okay, so it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
It makes complete sense.
Another fun fact, this is also the first live action Disney movie to be directed by a woman.
You know, whenever I saw her name pop up at the end, I was like, she's got to be one of the first women directors out there, because this was when was this, 95?
It came out in 95,
95, yeah. So I was just like, that's got to be like, you know, kudos to her.
Yeah.
Groundbreaking movie here for women.
Until 95.
Freaking 95 for Disney to get on board with women directing movies. But
you got two kids from The Sandlot in this.
Yep, two kids from The Sandlot. Yep. It's just like, it just reeks 90s. And like, I was like, I didn't play soccer, but I played baseball growing up as a kid. So I was into sports. So any kind of sports movie, especially Disney, because I had strict parents and they didn't like me watching anything that was above a PG rated movie at the time. So anyway, so if this was like a PG rated movie and it was sports, like I was gonna watch it. So like all these movies, like, and they're all it's the same formula for everyone. And then you also have which I never understood. These things, it just makes me laugh every time they do the super fast motion speed up scenes.
Oh my God. Yes. Oh, that is 90s. That's a 90s kids movie trope. For
sure. 90s, man.
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
And I hate it every time I see it, man. I'm like, why? Who literally sat down and thought, hey guys, I got a great idea. What if we just speed up the movie here? Great idea, huh?
Okay, I will talk about a flaw of the film.
All right, talk about it.
I think if you're watching this film as an adult, which I did read I was looking at some of the Letterboxd reviews. The top review is, do not rewatch this. If you liked this film in the 90s, just remember how it was, which I think is pretty funny.
I mean, it's true.
I actually think, on the whole, because they do go do a shootout in the championship. Like the little kid that's doing the radio flyer, he has like this backstory where he just like collects things and like
Yeah.
collects junk, and then Jawan doesn't want to be on the team. Because you find out later that him and his mom are here illegally.
Well, Juwan's not.
Oh yeah,
Juwan's legal because he was
true.
born in the U.S. Now his
Yes.
mother illegal.
But his mom doesn't want to draw attention to that, so they tend to keep to themselves. And so instead of asking Juan to be on the team, they asked the tiniest kid who plays Alfalfa in Little Rascals later on. So they ask him, and he's even smaller here than he was in Little Rascals. Somehow. Yeah, I don't know when Little Rascals came out, actually. If it came out before that, I don't know what.
No, Little Rascals.
It was after.
It had to have been. It had to have been because he's bigger in Little Rascals. I mean, maybe I would say 97. I'm going to go with that for Little Rascals.
Little Rascals was 94.
No.
Yeah.
He was younger in Little Rascals?
It has to be like the clothes he wears because he's very Pigpenish, you know?
Yeah,
like,
very true.
He just is junky and dirty and he wears like these oversized clothes. Yeah, but that's wild because I thought he was younger.
I also think that's a step down for him in his career. Maybe, like you go from playing Alfalfa in Little Rascals, one of the most iconic characters, to the 10th best. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you're part of an ensemble at this point. But yeah, they ask him to be on the team, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I definitely will be on the team." And then he becomes the one that kicks in the winning PK at the end.
Yeah,
because he was the only one who volunteered, and he was brave and he wasn't scared.
That's right.
And so what I will say about this film is I do disagree with that that review because it's gonna sound weird. I was thinking about Welcome to Wrexham when we were watching this because Welcome to Wrexham literally is about a town that was about to lose its soccer club because the guy who bought it was wanting to sell it for profit or sell off the assets of it, like including the stadium and the land or whatever. And Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney like come in and buy it and invest in the club. And they didn't just invest in the club, they invested in the town. And so, or they use the club as an investment in the town indirectly as well. And so that's where I think the charm of this movie is. And that's what I think like it gets right is like sports and soccer in its own miraculous ways just builds community. And that's where I think the real charm of this is because these kids literally like there's like 24 kids in the school, but somehow they fill out the stands at the end when they're in the finals. And there's like these carpools going to Austin, like that's an hour away from the little podunk town they live in Texas.
Yeah.
They literally like everything looks like they were just driving through Texas because it actually was filmed in Texas. And they were like, oh, abandoned building, that would make a great bar. Oh, abandoned building, that will make a great gas station. Oh, abandoned building, that will make a great house. And oh, abandoned building, that will make a great school. And now we just need a soccer field. And then that literally is like the sets. And it's still believable in a way because like you see the local bar like putting up like they change everything to green when the team starts doing well, and like they don't go into depth on anything, but like I mean, it's a cool film. But the town really does rally behind this team, and the kids are self-aware, but they're like when they first show up to their first game, they bring a goat with them. And the other kids are like, why do they have a goat? And one of the girls is like, it was in the car.
Yeah, you know, random.
And like it's just like I think little moments like that like kind of show the dichotomy of like their life and how they just think things are normal, and then how this sport. Who I mean, the teacher is from England, so she's the main one teaching soccer, you know, and so but how the sport can literally bring everyone together, and that's where I think the real charm of the movie, like comes into play because. yeah, there are weird directing choices, and there are weird like the movie is a little like it does follow the formula, but like
Mhm.
editing wise and like they don't quite get the comedic timing of everything.
Yeah.
And you can tell it's like a little lower budget.
Mhm.
Um,
Definitely lower budget.
but like because like production design and I mean they're on a
Those
soccer
soccer
field.
pitches,
Yeah.
and let's discuss like the fact that the soccer ball she finds in the closet is from like the
Yes.
1960s.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not even fucking
Yeah.
19s.
So it's like, and yeah, they have little details, but where they can, but like, I mean, it wasn't like I think it was made for $12 million though, which is kind of expensive, I thought, for '94. But well, they were making it in '94,
Yeah,
but yeah. Anyway, I'll stop rambling on. I think that's where the real charm lies because
yeah.
I think it gets that part right, and ultimately it makes the movie successful.
Well, I think it depends on the person. Like, I feel like there's certain people, like, I feel like you and me are very similar in the fact that we can go back and watch these older movies and
Mhm.
appreciate them. And we're not here to necessarily, we know these aren't cinematic masterpieces,
Sure. Yeah.
but we appreciate them for what they are. And I feel like
Hmm.
once, if you love this movie as a kid and then you watch as an adult and you're sitting here critiquing it, like you're missing the point of life. Just
Right.
have fun with the movie and
Yeah.
remember what it was like when you were a kid watching the movie,
Yeah.
because that's what brings you happiness and joy. Like sitting here picking, if we sat here and picked this movie apart, I mean, this is miserable. Like we're just two miserable
Yeah.
pricks at that point. Like,
Yeah.
just have
Yeah.
fun and watch the movie and laugh at how ridiculous some of the stuff is. Just laugh.
How was rewatching it for you?
It was, I mean, like it was. uh, I mean, I it. Like I said, it's not a cinematic masterpiece, but I loved it. Like it's just
Mhm.
it brings back all these nostalgic feelings. It's great. I love like laughing at the absurdity of '90s movies because they like it doesn't matter what type of '90s movies you
Yeah.
watch, they're all just had this their own absurdity level. Like
Yeah, yeah.
like '80s movies had their sort of absurdity level. '90s movies had their own absurdity level, and then 2000 everything just went to hell after that. But yeah, it's just these '90s movies just have this. I guess it's because we grew up in the '90s, you know.
Mhm.
Like it's
Yeah.
just one of those things. So it's just it makes me laugh, like just the just the absurdity of the girl having a freaking knife in class.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
They showed the class, and all homegirl's just back there with a pocket knife, like carving stuff in the desk. I'm like, what is this? Like, just the absurdity of that.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
coach carrying around the big giant knight sword with them. And then they have a
Mhm.
whole freaking knight statue out there on the
Yeah,
freaking
yeah.
football pit. Just the absurdity of some of this. I'm like,
Yeah, the dude
what?
literally has a sword,
Yeah.
like
He's motivating his team. He's
yeah.
like, you need to go out there and score more as he's carrying a sword around with him on the sidelines, screaming through a megaphone.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're sitting right there in front of him.
Man, it's got the classic, like, elevator music soundtrack that, like,
Yeah.
is really upbeat, but, like or, like, positive, you know?
Yeah.
But it's, like, is not that's not a masterpiece at all, but, like, the
Oh,
music
God.
choice, like, on top of the final it wasn't like this, like, "Ba, ba, 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 ba,
Yeah.
ba," you know? It was like, "Ba, ba, 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 ba." You know, you're like,
Yeah.
"What is happening?"
Yeah.
You know?
John Williams did not do
Yes,
this.
no. It was not this charge theme,
Yeah.
energetic theme. It was like, this is this is pastoral.
Yeah.
Enjoy the countryside.
Yeah. Some of the song choices, I wrote that like Jason knows this, but if you're new to the channel, I just write a first thoughts blog,
Mhm.
and it's just me blogging the movie as I watch it. And that was something like the songs at the beginning of it, the ones that actually like were actual songs,
Yeah.
just didn't make any sense in the movie.
Oh gosh,
Like
man.
just these crazy songs, like no
Dude.
sense. Now, however, I will say this: when the cop, for whatever reason, let the kids drive the car, and they had Willie playing
Yes.
On the Road Again, great
Yeah.
choice of song.
Yeah.
Whoever decided to put that song in there at that point, great choice.
Yeah, yeah. I know that's another thing about this movie is like you get to see the parents of like two of the kids, and then the other kids are like, "How are they alive?
Yeah.
Like, where are their parents, and why don't we ever get to see them?"
Yeah.
But yeah, like the goalie, the Kate, the main girl on the team,
Yeah.
and
It's
Juan
got to be a
Karen.
tomboy because it's the 90s
Yes.
sports movie. So you got to
Yeah,
have the
yeah,
girl
yeah.
tomboy in there. So,
Yeah. But yeah, no, it all works together though. It's all so
mhm.
charming and so fun, and
It is.
I thoroughly enjoyed the rewatch.
I did
I'm
too.
happy that we chose this one.
I am too. I enjoyed seeing the flashback to 90s goalkeeper kits that were
Oh,
on full
dude.
display. And
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know. I'm pretty sure, I don't know. Adidas might have footed the budget for this film.
yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah,
was just riddled with Adidas. Everybody's wearing Copas. Um, all the
yeah,
kits were
yeah,
Adidas. Everything was Adidas, and so it's like, oh, okay.
yeah.
But it was just, yeah, it was just a fun movie. So yeah, if you want to know my full thoughts about the movie, and you need to watch the movie though before you read the blog because it won't make any sense. So, but
Oh,
because
dude. Oh,
there's so
sorry,
many
go
good
ahead.
parts. Oh no, go ahead. I was gonna say there's
Yeah.
so many good parts in the movie.
No, I was just reading the trivia for the film, and
Hmm.
it just says there's an actor named John Terry in this movie. The name John Terry is a famous soccer player's name, and that is the trivia somebody wrote for
Yeah,
IMDb. I'm like, just say he played for Chelsea. Like,
did you say you
it's
played for
not that
Chelsea?
hard.
Come on,
But I
come
did.
on.
I started the movie, and I was like, Daniel, John Terry's in this movie.
Yeah, he did.
I texted you.
Yeah, I looked it up. I looked him up on IMDb, whatever, and I saw
Yeah,
the picture. Like, that's not the John Terry I
yeah.
know. So,
Apparently, the only other time, yeah, so Steve Gutenberg is the cop, the sheriff. The only other
yeah,
time that he plays a cop is in the Police Academy movies.
hey, those are
So,
some good movies. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um, what was
I
I
thought
gonna?
all the kids were pretty well. Like, kids can make or break a movie,
Yeah, they can.
and I'm not saying like they're the best kid actors of our generation or anything, but they held their own pretty well, and
They did.
they at least all looked like they were having fun making this movie. So
They did.
I appreciated that.
Yeah, it was. And like that's the thing is like I always look at this. I'm just reading back through my blog and like just remembering little things about it. Like they always reference Pizza Hut. And like
Yep, yep,
if you
yep,
were a 90s kid, like
dude.
Pizza Hut is nostalgic for you. Like the red cups, the lighting, like
Yeah,
the red carpet, like the booths. Pizza is just nostalgic.
delivering the pizza to your table. There's nothing
Yeah,
like it. There's
there's really
nothing like
not.
it today. Yeah.
There's not. There's like, and I've even seen some Pizza Huts have gone back to the older model. Like they've
Oh,
gone
that's
back to
awesome.
the yeah, and it's just like Pizza Hut was great.
Pizza Hut used
I'm,
to do things like give you a movie if you ordered a pizza. Like you would get
yeah,
DVDs. Like you
yeah,
used to get like free pizza if you were like in your reading club at school or something.
hmm
Like, or if you got a certain amount of reading, you can go get a free personal pan pizza. And
yeah, yes.
nothing ever tasted as good as those personal pan pizzas, man.
Because you earned that, man. You read
Yeah,
those Chronicles of Narnia books, Jason.
dude. Pizza Hut was a thing. Like that
It
was the
was.
place to go.
That's where
Oh,
you went. Like everybody went to Pizza Hut.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
if I don't know, it's just Pizza Hut. That's where everybody went.
Man, so good.
It was one of my favorite parts of the movie, funny wise, was when they're having that scene where they start playing like it starts raining and the kids are like, "Come get us!" and the parents
Yeah,
start
yeah.
chasing around the football pitch, which reminded me of Jack Johnson Mud Football.
Dude,
Great
yes.
if that song would have been playing, which it wasn't even out yet, but if that would
Yeah,
have been
yeah.
playing during that scene, perfect. But it's when the
We can
one of the
re-edit the
mom
movie
we
ourselves.
should re-edit. That would
Yeah,
be a
yeah.
great re-edit. Where the mom just they no reason, nothing has been said about this or anything. She just looks up to the sky and it's like, "Thank you, God." There's no rhyme or reason for that scene to be in the movie at all. It's just there, and I laughed so hard.
Community, baby.
Yeah.
Soccer can make you thank the Lord.
Yep. Oh man. But yeah, it was just like there was so many just like little scenes like, and that's what I think. Like if you're rewatching the movie, don't be a prick like that guy on Letterbox. Enjoy the movie. Just have fun with it. So
Oh
I don't
man,
know.
that's
But yeah,
hilarious.
it was great.
Fantastic
Yeah,
rewatch. Yeah, I'm glad that we picked that.
it
It made
was.
me want to watch all the other '90s ones, like
Yes,
Little Big League, Rookie of the Year,
Rookie of the Year,
Angels in the
Little Giant,
Outfield,
Little
Little
Giants.
Giants.
Yeah.
Holy crap, Little Giants
Yep.
is so
hmm
good.
It's
Yeah,
so good, man. And that movie, Little Giants, and this movie just
yeah,
parallel each other
yes,
so much.
yeah,
Like those two movies are like the same movie. One's just with American football, and the other
yeah,
one's with real football.
dude.
Like it's those
Yeah.
movies are parallel to each other.
I mean,
Also
The
thought it was
Sandlot is summer classic in our house. Like we
oh
watch that every
god,
summer.
Sandlot is just it's a classic. You can't get away from Sandlot. I did think it was funny too, which I made this connection that they had no front of the shirt sponsor, and I was like, that's just like Chelsea.
It's true. It's true.
So true. Thought it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess we'll talk about stuff about that in the next episode.
Yeah, we are gonna have a double episode this week, even though we're late with this one. But
Sorry.
it's fine.
Sorry.
It's all good. It's life.
Oh,
but it's
we can't forget Cool Runnings as another sports movie.
Cool Runnings, fantastic, dude. Now that one sort of has its own nostalgia or its own formula.
Yeah.
Although I think they do have some of the speed up scenes in there. I think they do have that
definitely.
90s trope speed up scenes in Cool Runnings.
God, that movie is good.
Oh, it's so freaking good.
Okay, I interrupted your thought to talk about Cool Runnings. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna. Yeah, I don't remember what I'm saying now. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just a great movie.
We're missing more. Mighty Ducks.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Karate Kid. Although that's 80s.
Yeah. I guess Taekwondo.
Oh, dude, the most famous of them all.
What?
Space Jam.
Space Jam. Yeah, it is a classic. It doesn't follow this formula that all the other short talking about.
Okay, I did when I was watching this movie. I'm gonna throw out another movie.
Uh-oh.
You and I could do a little bonus watch or something if we want, or we can make it a full-blown international feature. I don't think it's worth that, but it was one of my favorite movies as a kid, and it's a soccer-based movie.
Okay.
Ladybugs.
Ladybug. No, we do need to review Ladybugs because that's the iconic classic 80s soccer movie.
Yeah. No, it's 80s.
Is it? I thought it was. Is it early 90s?
Oh, it's 92.
Okay, so it's early 90s. My bad. Okay. I was just thinking because of Rodney Dangerfield was in it.
Yes.
And because he had the big run in the 80s, and so I was thinking it was 80s. But yes, we definitely need to review Ladybugs on here. It has been a long time since I watched that on TBS, Jason.
Yeah.
So good. Yes, but I think that about we need to rate the movie. We do need to rate the movie. We've done this is like our 5th or 6th international movie break. We
like rating movies.
Just give me a one-word description, a sentence description about the movie, how you would describe the movie. Then I guess so that way we won't rate it.
That's hard.
We gotta come up with something.
Yeah. Trying to think of a movie that encapsulates every single feeling I have about it.
Yeah.
From the first scene, it got me. I'm just saying Cheetos, man.
Cheetos. That was. I would say this. That is probably one of the most absurd ways I've ever seen.
Oh my god!
I love it. Like I didn't remember that, and so when I was rewatching, I was like, "What are they doing? I was like, why are they running a perfectly good bag of Cheetos?"
Yeah.
And it's just had the pigeons eat damn Cheetos off them. I was like, they're wasting Cheetos.
Yeah. No. The movie it's a classic. Like I think it genuinely just is like a great film. I'll give it a rating. I'll give it like a I really want to give it an A.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was truly gonna give it like a filmmaking score, it would be more in like the B- probably.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because I think it does what it
factors into our ratings.
Yes, nostalgia factor. It's in the A's for me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's definitely in the A's for me as well because it's just a nostalgic masterpiece. Yeah. Like and even like when somebody says the big green, like I don't think of the goat. I think of the movie cover of Larry just getting knocked with the soccer ball goal. Like that's what I think of. Like it's just such a great.
Oh, and his
great
flashback or like his like
oh
these monsters.
yeah.
He always used the other team as their mascot because he gets scared of them. Yeah, it's classic.
It is. It is so good.
Dude, that movie will have released. This is the 29th year. No,
dude.
Yeah, that's right.
No, wait, we're in 2024. Yeah, because it's 29. It'll be 30 next year. Shit. Way to make me feel old, Jason.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's just nuts. That's just nuts. But that's our movie review of The Big Green. If you want to give us your thoughts on it, just get in the comments down below. I guess, Jason, just tell these people where they can find us right quick, and we'll get out of here.
Daniel mentioned comments. Do what you're gonna do down there. Like and subscribe or whatever shit I'm supposed to say. Because we're on YouTube, baby. If you're listening to this in an audio form, we are on YouTube. We also will interact with you on X, and Instagram, and
I'll interact with you. I mean, we post every now and then.
Drop into our DMs on Instagram. Slide in there. Threads, I think, by extension of Instagram.
Well,
Threads is
by extension. By extension.
Yeah. And Daniel does write amazing things on our Substack. We've made it easy for you. You can find all of those things at our handle, which is at Red White Blues FC.
That is right. Red White Blues. And we are on, search us up on the Apple or the Spotify if you prefer audio format to video format. But until next time, where we will discuss, if you're listening to this and you're a Chelsea fan, you want to tune to the next episode because we're discussing the Civil War that is going on at Chelsea Football Club. And until then, we'll catch you guys on the flip side.
As the last thing I'll read you today, I just want to read you this quote from the movie. Miss Montgomery, oh, that's right. What I call football, you call soccer. So this is a soccer ball. We don't play soccer. It's for foreigners. Well, I'm a foreigner. Well, we're American. Flippity floppity.
Shit. Can you hear it?
No, I didn't hear it.
That was really good.
No, it's not ended yet. This is the end of the